Hey guys, Tightrope here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We're on Taranto Coastline. I'm face spawning on the left. We have Meister Yoon with US forces, hasn't selected his battle group as of yet. And from the right we have Imperial Dane with Wehrmacht going for breakthrough. He's gone for a double pyro start as well. Can lead to some relatively fast map control. I think this is a good map for the Ketten though. These fuels down the side here, very safe. And you can do some good harassing play as well, like with the Ketten running down these roads very fast. I think if you're going to be using the Ketten, it would be on this map. In terms of ranks, I'm not entirely sure. There's some server downtime at the moment. I can't look up ranks. So, yeah, I think Imperial Dane is somewhere between rank 50 and 150 with every faction, so somewhere in that range. Sure, it's good enough to get a cast.
Round's ours.
2 riflemen from Meister Yoon, pretty standard stuff. US, I think, does have, you know, pretty good control on this map as well. You know, got the scouts to cap those fuels fast and early. Rifleman got that capture rate bonus as well, I believe. Well, not as fast as the scouts, but less than standard. 3 rifles.
Crowds are taking it personally.
I was capping in the center. No sandbags up during this. Should have got some sandbags up on that side of the VP. Take a decent sized volley from the rifles. Backing away now. Dane 3 Grenadiers along with those 2 Pyos. MP40s should be pretty effective on this map.
A fuel point is being seized by the enemy.
And the Pyos find a window to try and harass the high munitions.
Infantry support upgrades are en route.
MP40's popping though. Not many windows on that building. It's not a very strong one to jump into.
We've lost the territory sector.
Jumps into the larger building. A little bit of heavy cover for the squad as they regather the fuel. Jumps out of the building, trying to jam the capture. I'm not sure about that move by Meister Yoon. He's gone for a 4th rifle now. Ready to sprint over there. Sprint is free nowadays. Pyos, meanwhile, did get the harass off there, and even did get the neutralize, and about 3/4 of the way on the cap before being forced off. It's a good move from Yoon. Knows that this is going to decapture anyway. Might as well move on to the next point while that decaptures itself for that portion, which is quite long because this is a high resource point. It takes a long time to capture. It's somewhere in the range of 55 seconds? Something like that. So it's a long decapture if it's, you know, about 2/3 done. Just say like 40 seconds-ish. No point standing there doing nothing for 40 seconds. Meister Yoon gets into the building. Good number of windows on this building. Unusual layout of them. I imagine this one up in the top probably gets the elevation bonus as well. So it's quite a bad engagement for Dane to be in, especially if he doesn't have the MP40s. Might even be better just trying to run around the side of the building. But certainly without the MP40s, it's not a good one for Dane. Up in close against these Grenadiers as well. They are vet. You can, with this strategy, typically skip on healing. Because you have so many MP40 Grenadiers, and they tend to get vet 1 quite fast, so you can rush some kind of vehicle. In this case, Panzer Grenadier Company coming up for Dane. Could be going for a Stug rush. Maybe stalling that into a Tiger. It's a pretty good option.
Taking losses.
Riflemen overstaying their welcome here.
We must take it back.
But they will get home safe. Do not have medics up yet for Meister Yoon.
Cover your field of fire.
Has gone for infantry support center, munitions surplus coming online. It's a pretty good option if you know, wanting to go for a lot of double
Pathfinders are now
bars.
available to scout the front line.
Saves you a lot of munis.
Crowd infantry.
There's a bit of a risk going for it at this stage of the game. But probably more risk against Africa Corps, who are more likely to go for a light vehicle
Our
than
line is collapsing.
Wehrmacht are.
Taking our points.
Well, unless you know you're up against... Well, if you know, he knows that he's not up against mechanized, because he sees the MP40 greens, he knows it's breakthrough.
Sector lost. No contact.
If you're up against a Wehrmacht player who does not... Oh, nice merge there from Dane, keeping the MP40s on the field. If you're up against a player that does not have the MP40s, you probably need to play differently.
Territory lost.
Because, you know, those 8 rounds coming in from mechanized can really ruin your day. I see you going for a very late switch to Airborne and getting some Pathfinders because of that.
Enemy movement near a victory point.
That's the signal.
Have been playing a little bit with Airborne myself lately.
This point is being attacked.
I'll turn it back now.
The paratroopers, they're okay, but they're not incredible.
They've taken our
I
victory
think the
point.
strength of the riflemen at the moment kind of makes them look weak in comparison, and the grenades,
Enemy forces are converging on
I mean, they're cheap, but they're pretty much the exact same strength as a rifleman grenade, so it's not that impressive. I believe as well the upgrade center
Resources cut off. We have
upgrade
territory
doesn't
isolated.
apply to them if you drop them in after you've completed the upgrade. If you bring your paras in before, you get the cheaper upgrade costs, but afterwards, not the case.
Pipes are here. Get them loaded.
But yeah, upgrading them with
Lost
bazookas is a
sector.
good stopgap when it comes to anti-tank, which is what most players are using them for, rather than the LMG upgrade.
On to the other side. Let's go. Hit the dirt.
And yeah, there's not a huge reason to use them with the LMG upgrade compared to riflemen. I believe riflemen have superior DPS to paratroopers up to... is it 30 range? Maybe it's 25 range.
Munitions points
Either way,
being
it's
neutralized.
riflemen are far better up close, double bar riflemen, than paratroopers with the LMGs. And they have like over double the moving DPS as well, so they're much better on the move. But it does feel like paratroopers with high vets, they do they're pretty good. But that, you know, you have to get there
Commanders, we're
first,
losing
so
territory.
it's a bit of a challenge. Don't know exactly what the vet bonuses are. Oh, late retreat here from Dane, and ends up costing him a squad. He tries to sprint forwards with this grenadier. Maybe hoping to save the day, maybe get some grenades, forcing the squad to dodge and not able to fire off. But he doesn't actually have munitions for that at this stage. But yeah, he has been holding off on medics, it looks like.
Grenadiers.
Trying to get this Stug going as fast as possible, and it is about to pop out.
Territory lost.
Another harass on the high muni, but yeah, doesn't want to fight against the captain, getting out of there.
Gun paradrops are available in
Pathfinder's
our
also trying to go for a harass on the high muni point. And these are quite hard to decapture, so they do take such a long time. And they're so close to the
We're
base,
losing a territory
difficult.
point. Enemy contact.
on the way.
Oh, and Stug being used to transport a squad up to the north.
Tank gun. Deploying on your mark.
Oh, healing for the P-Greens though, that's going to be quite painful going forwards, but probably will get healing now, I guess, after the first Stug is out. There's a drop off here, Stug coming in close, got the machine gun upgrade on that already.
Anti-tank cruise
Forces
will
to retreat, the paras are up there.
Weapon pair drops awaiting the target.
And he's power dropped in an anti-tank gun as well. That is further down the tech tree, so if you don't have the command points for it. Paras are a good stopgap.
The boys will have grenades soon. The enemy have taken territory from us.
A few shots in there from the stroke, and this of course means that between the Paras and the power dropped anti-tank gun you don't need to go to the motor pool, I think it's called, which is the anti-tank gun and the Greyhound chassis.
We can distribute grenades to the front line,
As they're winning against the Grenadiers.
The enemy is stealing our
He's
munitions.
not upgraded this squad with MP40s as well. Probably a munitions jam for Dane. Yeah, he's really hurting on munis. It's kind of unfortunate because, you know, you would like to use breakthrough ability a bit more, but it does often feel like you're hurting from munitions.
Secure. Keep alert. Germans might probe the area to see if we're still here.
A victory point has fallen into enemy control.
A flare up from the Pathfinders, I'm guessing.
A fuel point is being lost.
Get over! Move!
I think it's a good option to go for the utility package, especially if you've gone for the cheaper munitions upgrades.
Damn it! Territory sector claimed by the enemy.
So much utility for not a lot of cost.
Fuel point is being lost.
Right out. Ends up retreating to dodge it.
Motion's in!
But there wasn't a lot to accomplish here for Dane, so it's understandable.
Heavy fire!
Didn't really have much of a hope of capping anything, though he did make this attack coming in from the other side. He could have kept up a bit more pressure. Probably would have been able to decrew this,
Territory
but
point is no longer under our control.
to what end? Doesn't seem to matter too much.
7 mil on the line!
Target captured.
Well, just as I say that, the AT gun actually in an aggressive position while capping finds the Strug.
Heading to target.
Gets a couple shots on it. And we did see grenades from the rifleman, so he does have to worry about that.
Bingo fuel in. Heading back to base.
Could take an engine crit. Second Strug from Dane. And look where he is. Yeah, he's still ages away. In fact, he's gone for the mechanized assault group, so he's not rushing straight to the Tiger. So, yeah, a little bit off meta there for Dane. Maybe intends to go for that next. Does give you access to some elite infantry without having to go for that final stage of tech. Strug takes an engine crit.
In the wings, Commander.
Pio's going around this direction.
Enemy activity near our
Chopped up real fast. MP40s though on their approach.
That's an enemy! Leave
You
him!
have breach if the squad jumps into a building. Rifleman gonna come in here. Strug is... can't remember if Rifleman grenades to 110 or 100. His vehicles. Yeah, sticky bombs is what they are, right? Not grenades. Can't remember. But could be in range to get 2 shot here. So this is perhaps accidentally on hold fire. But good to see Dane making high usage of that. Throws out a satchel. Gotta be very careful, those satchels are nasty.
A fuel point is being seized by the enemy.
Any model of infantry is in the explosive zone, it dies. It's got a crit rather than relying on damage.
Turn fire!
So you got to make sure you're well clear of that.
We have
Appearing
supplies
while
ready to be
capping, good
parachuted,
to see from
Commander.
Dane.
We're
A
losing our
lot of
transfer
infantry
point.
from Meister Yoon.
Territory point is no longer under our control.
He has...
Target secure.
oh, has he gone for advanced logistics? That's what I felt. I was like, where did his fuel go? But yeah, he's gone for some side tech. Cheaper reinforced cost.
Damn it! Territory sector claimed by the enemy. They captured a
Probably a reasonable time to go for that. You know, might be bleeding a decent amount of manpower fighting against these Strugs. With his heavy infantry style build. Did decide to go for a second paratrooper as well instead of another AT gun. Maybe like some more on this map. Paratroopers a bit more mobile, can operate in the north. Can be a little bit cumbersome moving an AT gun around on this map.
One of our strategic points is under attack.
Time to dust off. We're needed. Dropping an anti-tank gun on your mark. Stand clear.
Oh boy.
Sector's gone. We must
Sticky bomb, bazookas, the Strugs in some trouble. Neither of these Strugs are vet either, so they can't make use of the high explosive to try and defend. Got some infantry coming in.
We have a
But we've got more bazookas coming through from Meister Yoon.
You need weapons? We need
Strug, yeah, not even close to vet. MP40's a little bit slow from Dane. Maybe A moved them forwards. Needs to get in close. Oh, and this could be trouble for a second Strug now.
defend our victory point. We're losing.
He's actually retreating with these paratroopers though. They still felt like they had a bit more left in the tank.
Contested.
I suppose this is not an engine crit, so not guaranteed to get the kill. And there we go, Dane does go for the deployment of the Stormtrooper half-track combo. This is like the second time I've ever cast somebody using this. Quite a rare selection.
Fire incoming! Get to ground!
But this Stormtrooper squad should shred. Looks like Dane's making use of the breakthrough ability as well, capping up the map very quickly in the north. Now through the center as well.
Our opponent has all victory
So a
points
rapid
under
accumulation of
control.
territory from Dane. Worked out well for him.
300 points. Confirmed.
Second AT gun from Meister Yoon. I didn't notice that getting para-dropped in. So he is really stacked up on infantry. Very large army considering he's still at only 70 pop cap.
A munitions point is being
Sock grenades out. Pretty good dodge from Meister Yoon.
Rifles losing integrity.
enemy forces are converging on a fuel point.
And there go the Grenadiers.
Contact. Capture point is being overrun.
I still find it funny, the sound effects, you know, so much reverb, so much echoing from
The sector's been overrun.
These shots.
It's theirs now.
Lock down the sector.
how much louder does that bar sound compared to those
The enemy has taken
STGs.
territory from
I think they got STGs, don't they?
Come on, boys! Fresh boots!
Reinforcing or repairing the half track out the back.
Full numbers.
Scouts are pushing us back. We're down to 250.
As I was actually thinking, it's maybe a little bit strange that Dane, going for so many units from this, did not go for the officer quarters. He's actually ticking up to Panzer Company as well. I would expect to stall to the Tiger, maybe rebuilding another Stug. So he's making some unusual choices, Dane,
Our adversary
in terms of
250 points now.
Enemy won't
playing
let
towards
up.
the meta.
We're down to 250 points.
Panzer, displace.
One of our sectors is
Especially
now
because
an
he's
enemy
gone.
ally.
You know, he's already got the Stormtrooper from the call-in, so... So that would probably do him when it comes to elite infantry. Maybe you could pick up a machine gun as well. When you're up against
Relay orders.
4 bar riflemen, 2 paratroopers, machine gun will go a very long way. In fact, I find it typically very difficult to play against this much US infantry without a machine gun, even with the MP40 upgrade. And if you went for the V1 upgrade, Dane would, you know, could maybe plant some of those cheeky mines with the 251. If he doesn't want to upgrade it. Which can, you know, give it some utility at this stage of the game if maybe it feels it's too risky to try use it on the front lines anywhere.
He's dead. He's taking losses. Maintain the front line. The enemy have 250 points left.
The Stormtroopers still have to vet up themselves a bit before they really start to bully the riflemen.
We're down to
Stuck heading up to the north to try and flush these squads away. Oh, popping the HE rounds. Got Vet 1 on the Strug. This ability is a timed ability. I think typically you can fire off 3 shots with it. I think most people expect it to be just like a one and done high explosive shot, but no. Make sure you just don't give it any orders after you give it the high explosive command. Any type of move order will cancel the timer. So set it and forget it. Get 3 shots off potentially.
The enemy holds all victory points.
And it makes it very powerful, the Strug, in terms of anti-infantry. It's already like pretty decent against infantry, but that's even more powerful. P-Goons and Stosstroop in here. Got a little bit of elevation bonus kicking in as well. Oh, Pathfinder's dead. Up in the north here. Okay, MP40s, take care of them. Meister Yoon focus down the bottom. Looking for the Panzer Grenadier wipe. Doesn't look like they're going to go down though. 251 getting away as the Paras advance. Strug coming down the hill, and so are the Stosstroop. Paras getting cut down pretty fast. Here comes a Sherman now for Meister Yoon. Strug backing away. Only the one Strug for Dane at this stage. Oh boy, where's he going with these MP40s? Oh, Sherman misses. Does not have the machine gun upgrade yet either. 2 very low health squads here for Dane. This could be nasty. Meister Yoon chasing him in. Oh! There's a bit of a lucky shot from Meister Yoon, I think, with the elevation through the area of the map. Feels like I was expecting that to miss for sure. Strug coming down the hill. Dane applying the pressure, gets a decrew on one of the AT guns. The Strug is so low in health though, this is a risky move. No snaring squads nearby. The AT gun sets up and gets the kill. The Strug was in 1-shot range. I thought it might have had like maybe like 40 health after taking 1 shot, but no. Oh, that was a big mistake for Dane. And now, yeah, Dane doesn't have anything. The Tiger is 10 fuel away, 300-ish, 200-ish manpower away. He's got some reinforcing to do, of course.
We have 75 points remaining.
Situation where you might want to deactivate reinforcement. Sherman comes in. Meister Yoon senses Dane's weakness. Hasn't seen an AT gun to this point. The best thing Dane might want to try do is get 2 Grenadiers down here, go for a double Faust, try to get the engine crit off. Sherman popping the high explosive rounds though, looking for the wipe. I think Dane may be making a mistake here, going for a retreat instead of just trying to circle around these buildings. And it ends up costing him the squads. Now he can't go for a chain Faust because he has 1 Grenadier left. Meister Yoon very low on VPs. Dane went for the Stummel. Oh, wow. Okay. Again, this is where not having the vet from the Panzer Grenadier Company can hurt him, because the Stummel's Vet 1 is okay against vehicles. It's got decent range as well. But here comes the Tiger. He can keep the Stosstroop alive. He can! 2 squads go down as they go around the corner, and Dane's slow to start the chase. Sherman will survive 1 more shot. So he's not going to stay in range to get another bit of damage done here. Late retreat from Meister Yoon. The P-Grins chasing him in. Rifleman very low. 13 HP. But they get away. Looks like Dane switched focus fire over to this squad. The Sherman goes for a bit of a drive-by. Where's the sprint into Faust from Dane? Does he not have the munitions? Oh no, where was it? Oh no. There's an opportunity there to finish off the Sherman, sprint into Faust. Do they have... Maybe they're on cooldown for the sprint?
Enemy down to
No,
75
it doesn't look like it.
Do not let up.
Double check. Unless this is bugged. Could be bugged. You might not see the cooldowns properly, switching between players.
Here we go. Engineers on the field.
Give us something to do.
First squad engineers on the field now.
On its way.
Appears on the Tiger. Oh, that was such a nasty shot though. 2 squads getting wiped by that final shot. The Sherman, I think, running a bit hot.
300 points remaining.
But they were like right on, kind of clumped on the edge of the building. Ouch. Perhaps another reason why you want to go for a spread, a manual base plant. So your units don't clump up so close to the retreat point in case of these base raid scenarios. That's the captain's artillery being brought in there, but we got some bazooka squads hiding around the corner. Stummel's in some trouble. Peregrines go for the fast decap with the breakthrough. Tiger not fully repaired. Double AT guns rotating up to meet it. So we're 80 pop cap at the moment for Meister, Yoon to 44 for Dane. All riding on this Tiger at this stage. Got to be very conservative with it. He tries to reaccumulate his manpower, which is perhaps a losing war since we know Meister Yoon does have the reinforced cost bonus, and it does feel like US forces just generally seems to do quite well in terms of manpower with the triage option from the mid-tent, saving so much. Oh boy. Peregrines, they're in close on the AT guns. Dane gets the grenade off, decrews both of them, but squads nearby to recover them. The Tiger trying to go for the kill on the Sherman. One more shot, the Sherman will go down, but the Tiger's backing away. Taking some heavy damage from the AT guns as well. Very expensive, the armor-piercing rounds. 50 munitions. Definitely one of those abilities. I wish I knew what kind of percentage it actually increased. I think the one in Code 2 is 35 munitions. I want to make sure it's... Oh no! Tiger runs into some infantry in the north, takes an engine crit. You've got the paratrooper bazookas there. Looks like they're trying to sneak around to the side armor. And Dane's going to throw in the towel there. Knows that the Tiger's dead with the paratroopers coming in from both sides. GG. Yeah, this is the new end screen. Just ends, you've got a black screen. Oh, we can go over to the cut screen, I guess. It's my streaming setup. It's not the same 40-40 ratio. Anyway, yeah, that was, I think Meister Yoon saw an opportunity to go in for the kill as Dane was trying to go for the Tiger stall, like quite late. Dane opting to go for that half track with the Stormtrooper, slowed down the arrival of the Tiger by quite a bit. So after Yoon found that second Stug and managed to knock it out, emboldened with the Sherman, went in for the kill. Good on him. You know, sometimes it pays off, and it paid off quite massively. He wiped 3 squads with that Sherman in the base. I think the Sherman did run pretty hot, but, you know, that's Go 2, you know, that's how it goes. Well, it's Go 3 rather, you know, sometimes you got to take the risks and sometimes they'll pay off, sometimes not so much. But yeah, it's good to see Dane trying to make use of some of the lesser used abilities in his battle group as well. Going for that Corlin. I do think I would have liked to see him go for the vet upgrade from the Panzergrenadier Company to give Insta-Vet 1 to his Stugs, and he did end up going for 2 P-Greens as well. I think the Vet 1 would have applied to his Corlin half-track also. So yeah, I think that would be maybe the only real change I would have liked to see from Dane. And maybe a machine gun as well, once we saw Yoon go for so much infantry. 2 paras, 4 rifles, Pathfinders, a machine gun would have gone a long way. But, it was close. Dane almost strained him out on VPs. Yoon was down to 50-ish. So, yeah, he was doing well in the map control arena. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you off the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.